What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today is part 2 or the second video in this series I'm doing where I make a playlist for 100 perfect songs for each genre. And today is rock, and I was really stressing out beforehand for like the past week for this video because if you didn't see the first video, it was hip hop, and that's such a smaller genre than rock music because it hasn't been around for that long. Like hip hop's only been around since like the 80s. And it's poetry, so it's like easy. But rock, there's so many more, like subgenres. It's so much wider. And I was really stressing out because I want these videos to be perfect. And even something else I was doing, I was like, oh, I need to make sure the album cover playlist is perfect. I need to make sure the color palette looks good. I was stressing out. I was doing too much. But I got 100 songs here that I think are perfect. And I want to talk about them, show them to you. It's on Spotify. The playlist link will be in the description if you want to go check this out and listen to the songs. Without any further ado, enough talk. These are the 100 perfect rock songs that I chose, and I feel like most people can agree with these. Remember, 5 songs per artist, and yeah, let's just get into it. So first off, we got "Paranoid Android" by Radiohead, and honestly, this is probably the best rock song of all time, if I'm being 100% honest with you. It is the 3 separate sections of this song is just absolutely incredible. And OK Computer, y'all know that's one of my favorite albums of all time. It's such a basic pick, but it's basic for a reason. OK Computer is goated. Paranoid Android is, I think it's the best song off that album. 100 out of 100, 10 out of 10, A+ song, one of the best songs ever made, and definitely in the top 5 best rock songs ever. Then Stairway to Heaven, you could say the same thing about that. That's another super amazing song. I'm not super big on Zeppelin. I was when I was younger. I mean, I'm still young, but like when I was like 13, 14, really getting into music, I was really big on Zeppelin. But Stairway to Heaven is like a goated song that everyone loves. Everyone knows. It's beautiful. Top 10. I don't know about top 5. I didn't make a list. This isn't top 100 best rock songs. It's just top 100 perfect rock songs. But this would be in top 10 best rock songs because it's beautiful. Lithium by Nirvana. I think Nevermind by Nirvana, that album is in contention to be the best rock album of all time. By the way, I didn't put Smells Like Teen Spirit on this list because I think that's one of the worst songs. Like, y'all know how people say, oh, you like the artist's most popular song? That's your favorite song? Dude, for Nirvana, Smells Like Teen Spirit, which is their most popular song, that like old tale of the artist's most popular song is the worst song, that is 100% the case with Nirvana, because Smells Like Teen Spirit, I don't even like that much. I mean, I think maybe I've overheard it, but Lithium I put here, and a few other from Nevermind we'll get into, but Lithium's amazing. It's perfect, and I had to put that in here. Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd. I love Pink Floyd. I think they're amazing. More Pink Floyd placements will be on the list, obviously, but Wish You Were Here. Is that their best album? It could be their best album, but Wish You Were Here, it's a classic song. Had to put it on here. Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. You know what's so funny? I'm pretty sure we're going to get 2. I think there's 2 songs on here from the movie Wayne's World, if not. But I can't believe for Bohemian Rhapsody, arguably the best song of all time. I literally brought up, that's my argument. It was in Wayne's World. No, everyone knows the rock section of this song is incredible. You just jam. Dude, everyone knows Bohemian Rhapsody. There's not much to say. A lot of these are going to be really basic songs, but like I said, they're basic for a reason. Like, have you ever seen The Rain by Creedence Clearwater Revival? It's such an amazing song, but it's so basic. But this is literally like one of the best songs ever written. How could I not include it on a list like this? Weird Fishes / Arpeggi by I almost said by In Rainbows by Radiohead. Look, I was hesitant to put this on the list just because I think it like barely classifies as like a rock song. And look, I know the Radiohead bias is going to come in again, but dude, this is generally one of the best songs ever made. This could be the best song ever written. It's so beautiful. I had to put Weird Fishes on here. Don't Fear the Reaper by Blue Oyster Cult. Another classic everyone knows. How's that not a perfect song? Like, everyone knows it, but how is it not a perfect song? Painted Black by the Rolling Stones. I'm not big on the Rolling Stones, but this is one of the best rock songs of all time. This song goes hard, and it's amazing, so I love it. Had to put that on here. Lover, You Should Have Come Over by Jeff Buckley. Love me some Jeff Buckley, R.I.P. Yeah, you absolutely have to include that on a list like this. It's an incredible song. Baba O'Reilly by The Who. Dude, when I was in like middle school, we had to play this. I was like, dude, I was in music class and I like played the trumpet and we played this song. And yeah, fun little note. But Baba O'Riley, that's a classic. That's another one that I feel like I had to include on here. And honestly, London Calling by The Clash, I almost didn't put this, and I have a few other Clash placements on here on this list just because I love punk rock and I wanted to do another video for exclusively punk. And look, like I said, this series is not like subgenres. It's pretty much just going to be like jazz, R&B, hip hop, rock, like the one I'm doing now. But I do want to do some personal favorite subgenres of mine, like punk. And I almost did not include this, but this London Calling feels really like a classic rock song more than punk rock. I would barely classify it as punk rock. It's a rock song, And then we got Jimi Hendrix, All Along the Watchtower, R.I.P. Jimmy. Have to include some Hendrix on here. Absolutely legendary guitar player. I Want You, She's So Heavy, probably my favorite Beatles song. I was so close to including this on when we do metal, just to like do it as a joke. But honestly, it low-key is like metal a little bit at the end. And the guitar playing is absolutely amazing, absolutely incredible, absolutely goated. That's my favorite Beatles song, and the Beatles are amazing. And also for this one, like songs like Here Comes the Sun and Strawberry Fields Forever are not going to be on here because I think those are more pop songs. Like, dude, I was on another reason I was stressing out. It was trying to figure out what each genre would classify as exactly, because like Here Comes the Sun, I looked it up on Rate Your Music. It's classified as sunshine pop. So even though that song's perfect to me, I didn't include it in this list. And I included other Beatles placements instead. But for the pop one, you're going to see artists like Radiohead show up again, Beatles show up again. But for this genre, for rock, you're going to see these placements because, it fits that genre. Time by Pink Floyd, absolutely classic song. I love Dark Side of the Moon. Some people say it's overrated. It's not. It's one of the most beautiful songs of all time. One of the most beautiful albums of all time. 1979 by Smashing Pumpkins. I found out right before this that Billy Corgan, the lead singer of this, is apparently like a bad dude. But we're separating art from art. There's a few placements like that where like the front man, I think we got Guns N' Roses in here somewhere. The front man is a bit of a jerk, but that's okay. He made a good song and good songs, so we'll give him a pass there. 1979 is perfect. It's goated. Light My Fire by The Doors. Shout out my boy Tito. He loves The Doors, and I love The Doors too. Their debut is awesome, and Light My Fire, I think that's the best song off that album, and it's a perfect song. Everlong by the Foo Fighters. That's another perfect song that I absolutely love. Heroin by the Velvet Underground and Nico. So this one, I wanted to include a lot of Velvet Underground and Nico, but like I said about the Beatles and Radiohead, I think that it's more under pop. Like Sunday Morning, I think that's more of a pop song, but I think Heroin is like an experimental rock song. So I had to include it on here because it's a perfect song. Starman by David Bowie. I'm going to be 100% honest, and I know music taste changes over time. But for me, as of right now, I'm 24 years old. I'm making this video. I am not really big on David Bowie. I just think, sure, his songwriting is good, but I'm a person who likes the music. Like, I want it to be good to my ears. And I think that's the only Bowie placement on this list. A lot of people would be like, oh, he has like 6 or 7 songs. He'd have a lot of songs on this list, but I don't like David Bowie that much. But Starman is an amazing song, so I did include it on this list. Voodoo Child, more Jimmy. It's mandatory. That dude only had 3 albums, and you could make he probably had like 10 or he probably had like a dozen perfect songs. But yeah, I chose Voodoo Child, and then up there I had All Along the Watchtower. Say It Ain't So by Weezer. Look, a lot of people think Weezer is corny, but this song and this album are amazing. It's classic. Like, how do you not like Say It Ain't So? That's a perfect song. I don't know why I do so many hand gestures in my videos. And we got some Talking Heads. And me, myself, I was hesitant because when I think of rock, I think of like heavy guitar, not too heavy, not metal, just drums. And this is really more art rock. But like I said, this video does include art rock, and Talking Heads, like Remain in Light, pretty much that whole album is perfect. So I included Once in a Lifetime from that album and from Talking Heads. And then The Chain by Fleetwood Mac, Rumors. Shout out my Aunt Rico. She loves this album. I love this album too. How could you not? It's incredible. The Chain, I think there's a few more Fleetwood Mac placements, but it's incredible. I had to include it here. Kashmir by Led Zeppelin, Physical Graffiti. That's another song. I think the top two Led Zeppelin songs are Kashmir and Stairway to Heaven. And then we got more Jimmy, Purple Haze, Are We Experienced. Had to include that. That's a perfect song. And then shout out my dad, because I had to include some Van Morrison, Brown Eyed Girl. I was really close because I think I'm going to do a video on folk/country, even though those are kind of two. That's not my biggest genre, but I think this is a rock song, and I think it's a perfect song. So Van Morrison, shout out my dad. He loves Van Morrison. I put that on there. Come Together by the Beatles. Had to include this. Like, Abbey Road, dude, is perfect. And Come Together, the first song, kind of has like a blues rock vibe to it, but I love it. It's perfect. Why My Guitar Gently Weeps, another Beatles song. Had to put it on here. It's classic. And then Freebird by Lynyrd Skynyrd. I think what was annoying, though, was spelling Lynyrd Skynyrd, because like putting this on this list, finding this song, I usually look up artists instead of songs. Bro, Lynyrd Skynyrd, spelling that was way too much, but that's a perfect song. Dream On by Aerosmith, absolutely classic. Had to include that on here. Should I Stay or Should I Go by The Clash. I love The Clash. Combat Rock, I think that album only has a few good songs on that, like that one. But it's really more, it's like barely punk. So for that future video I might do on punk, The Clash could be on there too, because London Calling is that stacked. The rest of their discography I really need to dive into, but Should I Stay or Should I Go is a perfect song, so that's here. Come As You Are by Nirvana, another perfect song. Kurt Cobain could have been, if he didn't pass away, R.I.P., could have been one of the best. Already, dude, if he didn't pass away, dude, his catalog, it's such a short amount of time. In Utero, Bleach, and Nevermind is one of the best three albums, or Bleach, Nevermind, and In Utero, sorry, that's what it is in order, is one of the best 3 album runs of all time. And he died so young, R.I.P., and man, just Nirvana's amazing. I need to talk about Nirvana more on this channel because they are amazing, and that's what I grew up with. We got The Strokes last night. Dude, I saw a video where I don't know if you guys watch Hive Mind TV, but they did a video talking about how if you look up the separate vocals from this, it sounds terrible, and it absolutely does. Like, Julian Casablancas' voice sounds terrible if you just look up the vocals, but as a song, this is perfect, and it's amazing. Got more Fleetwood Mac, Go Your Own Way, Rumors. It's almost, I was thinking it might be pop. It's classified as pop rock, and also some guys like Prince, they're going to be on pop, but I don't think they're rock. So this, I think it goes a little too hard to be, it's a little too hard to be just pop. So it's on here, because Rumors by Fleetwood Mac is incredible. Another one, Bites the Dust, Queen. They're not really album people. They're more just like Freddie Mercury, R.I.P., I've said R.I.P. like 8 times already, but no, he's made so many amazing songs. So, I had to include that on here. Everyone knows it too. Jigsaw Falling Into Place, In Rainbows by Radiohead. I think that's I think there's one more because there's 5 songs per artist. Radiohead, In Rainbows, one of the best albums of all time, alongside OK Computer. Give Me Shelter by the Rolling Stones. I'm not big on the Rolling Stones, like I've said, but I think this is a really good song too. It's perfect. But yeah, those 2 by Rolling Stones I would say are perfect songs. Give Me Shelter and Paint It Black. Black Hole Sun by Soundgarden. Dude, I was on a radio show when I don't know why I'm giving like a story for each song. Just if you guys care. Here's like a little story for each one. I was on like a radio, learning how to do like a radio thing when I was like 13 or 14 with this girl I went to school with. And they asked me to play a song on the radio, like pick a song. And I was like, oh, Black Hole Sun. And that's what I equate this song to. And it's peak. It's amazing. It's one of the best grunge songs of all time and one of the most grunge-defining songs of the 90s. Sunshine of Your Love by Cream. Classic. I think of Goodfellas every single time I think this. Robert De Niro. That zooming in on him while the song's playing. Classic. Carry On, Wayward Son. Had to put that on here. Absolutely had to put that on here. Even Flow by Pearl Jam. I know a lot of people... I wouldn't say a lot of people, just really like some critics aren't big on Pearl Jam, because like I know Anthony Fantano, he's just like feel it, but dude, this is a classic song. And also some of these songs, a lot of these songs are from like Guitar Hero 3, because I grew up on Guitar Hero 3, and like this song, I'm pretty sure it's on Guitar Hero 3, so I learned a lot of this, and you're gonna see some more Guitar Hero 3 replacements on here, but I'm pretty sure that's from Guitar Hero 3, and it's a perfect song, so it's on here. The Clash, Spanish Bombs. Dude, the guitar lick here is so nasty. Oh my gosh, I love The Clash, London Calling. That's a perfect album. More Nirvana, Heart Shaped Box. I mean, it's Nirvana, it's Heart Shaped Box. You Really Got Me by the Kinks. So we got some 60s on here. You know, this is a perfect song. Had to put it on here. Paradise City. You know, Axl Rose is kind of an asshole from what I've heard. I mean, I've never met the guy, but and you know, I had an argument in like middle school when I was really getting into music that some kid was like, dude, Guns N' Roses is so much better than Nirvana. And I was like, dude, you are an idiot. You are so stupid, bro. It's not even close. You got to understand, Nirvana is good at making music, and then Guns N' Roses, they only have like 3 perfect songs off one album. If you go to Nevermind around Nirvana, I could have chose any song off Nevermind, but I digress. I gotta chill. It's music, bro. I love it. Just let me talk about my thing. So Paradise City's on here. Oh Darling by the Beatles. This was close to being a pop song for me, but it's perfect. So either way, it was going to go on pop or rock, but I think it's slightly more rock leaning. Killer Queen by Queen. I love this song. My favorite part is the switch up where he goes like, da, da, da. Bro, Freddie Mercury, you absolute GOAT. Had to put that on here. We're almost halfway here. We're at song 49. Song 2 by Blur. A lot of people wouldn't have this on here, but I think this is just like a fun one-hit wonder. Well, Blur's not a one-hit wonder, but you know, like a one song from a band on here. There's only one Blur song on here, and it's this one. So, The Clash, The Guns of Brixton. You know, that's another Clash song. I love it. I had to put that on here. Jump by Van Halen. You know, I'm a sucker for good guitar, and Van Halen, he had amazing guitar. I think we're going to see a few more Van Halen placements on here. Hotel California. Some people may get upset at this, but dude, it's such a classic, good song. Like my dad, for example, he hates this song. And I remember in The Big Lebowski too. I know it's just a movie, but like in The Big Lebowski, he was like, "Oh, I hate the Eagles." Yes, it was overplayed like crazy. And dude, I wasn't even born in the 70s to see how much it was overplayed. Like I've just lived my life and hear this song a lot. But it's a great song, and it's a perfect song for a reason. It's overplayed for a reason. So I had to include that little Hotel California placement. Reptilia by the Strokes. You know what's so funny? For probably like 5 years, I had this song in the back of my head, and I never knew the name of it until like I was watching a movie. I was like, what's the song that goes like da 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 da? I was watching like some crappy love movie. I think the guy's name is the actor's name is TJ Miller. He's in this, and the song started playing, and I literally stopped watching the movie because it was pretty crappy. And I went to saying, "Oh my gosh, that's the song!" And I Shazammed it. Found out it's Reptilia by the Strokes, and it's peak. It's an amazing song. Heartbreaker by Pat Benatar. See, this is on Guitar Hero, but Hit Me With Your Best Shot is on Guitar Hero. But this is a perfect song. It's amazing. Shout out boxer Brandon Figueroa. His nickname's Heartbreaker, and he walks to this song, so that's pretty cool. In Bloom by Nirvana. It's Nevermind. What did you expect? I had to include that on here. Someday, More Strokes, and I can give a little spoiler alert for the next ones. Someday by the Strokes, incredible song. I love the video for this where they're like playing Family Feud. I think it's awesome. It's a perfect song. Thunderstruck by AC/DC. Look, I'm not big on AC/DC. I think they're kind of corny. They just try to do rock too hard. But if you guys know, like, I love boxing. Like, I have that second channel on boxing. Well, it's kind of like my first channel at the moment. I don't really know what I'm going to do. But Arturo Gatti, this was his ring walk song, one of my favorite fighters of all time. And just hearing that intro, and bro, dude, it goes absolutely insane. And it's a beautiful song, so I had to include it on here. No more AC/DC in placements, though, because I do think they are kind of corny. But that song is great. Crazy on You by Heart. A lot of people wouldn't put the song on a list like this, but I think these two girls absolutely killed it, and they made an amazing song and a perfect song, so it's on here. More Creedence Clearwater Revival. These guys really made like two of the best songs of all time. Have you ever seen The Rain and the Unfortunate Son? For like every war movie plays this song, and it's amazing, so it had to be here. Helter Skelter by the Beatles. I couldn't. I was really struggling for this video with the Beatles placements because I can only pick 5 songs because this list, only 5 songs for one artist. But this was one where I was like, okay, I'm definitely including this one because it was that easy. Because Helter Skelter's an amazing, perfect song. I got blisters on my fingers, so that's there. Let me move down a little bit. Money by Pink Floyd, had to include that. It's money. It's beautiful. That album is just about life, like time, breathe, money. And it's a perfect song. More Pink Floyd, Comfortably Numb. I love the slow start into the epicness. That's obviously got to have a placement on here. Cherub Rock, I think that's a Guitar Hero. That's a Guitar Hero 3 song too, Cherub Rock. But it's amazing, so I had to put it on here. Welcome to the Jungle. Not big on Axl Rose, but this definitely had to be here somewhat because this song does go hard. Seven Nation Army, I'm a boxer boy, and Gennady Golovkin, another one of my all-time favorite fighters. Seven Nation Army. Oh, it's so funny. We got Can't Stop here too, and that was Vladimir Klitschko, one of the best heavyweight boxers of all time. That was his ring walk song for all of his fights. So, Seven Nation Army, Can't Stop. Those are two perfect songs. Don't Stop Me Now, another perfect Queen song. Just by Radiohead. I had a lot of Radiohead songs to pick from for 5. But I wanted one off the Bends, and I think Fake Plastic Trees is a little too poppy for me, but I think Just is probably the best rock song off the Bends, so that's what I chose. Then the more Clash, Rock the Casbah. Why is there a fly right there? Rock the Casbah, it's the Clash. I love them. You already mentioned Can't Stop. That's a perfect song. All Apologies by Nirvana. I think this is probably one of the best album closers of all time. It's beautiful. I can literally cry at this song. It's just amazing. Perfect song. And then the last Fleetwood Mac placement, Dreams. Amazing song. Sweet Child of Mine, and that's the last Guns N' Roses placement. And then no, we got one more Van Halen placement. We got 3 Van Halen picks because I am a sucker for 80s guitar songs, Van Halen, one of the best guitar players of all time. That's just the way it is. So Sweet Child of Mine, Hot for Teacher. I love just the drums in the beginning. Bro, it goes hard. My Name is Jonas by Weezer. Like I said, I'm white. I love Weezer. I can't believe I said I'm white. I love Weezer. No, but this song is amazing. That's also a Guitar Hero 3 song, I think. Californication by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Some people may say it's corny, like Can't Stop, but I think those are 2 perfect songs. Those are just great songs. Look, and there's some weird stuff going on with the lead singer, I think. I don't even know, but look, I'm separating art for artists right now, and those are 2 good songs. Us and Them by Pink Floyd, a war song, an amazing war song, a perfect war song. That's why it's here. Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls. This was a last-second placement for me because I wasn't going to classify it as, rock, but I think it does go under that label, under rock, and it's a perfect song. It's a perfect love song. You could some of these songs you can cry at, I swear. And then Closer by Nine Inch Nails. Dude, I love Trent Reznor. I love Nine Inch Nails. I love the Downward Spiral. But I was this close to not including it because this is metal. I don't care what anybody says. Bro, Nine Inch Nails is pretty much metal. But this is their most popular song, and I think this is a rock song. Other songs, if I do metal, 100 perfect metal songs, you'll see songs like Mr. Self-Destruct on there. But on here, you're going to see Closer because that's a perfect song, and I didn't know where else to put it. I didn't put Hurt on here, though, because I don't know if I can classify that as a rock song. It's so gentle, so that's not on here. If you want to say that's a perfect rock song, you can, but I just did not have it on my list. Panama by Van Halen. That's another one of my placements. We're in 80 to 100 territory. We're almost home. We're almost in the home stretch. Bullet with Butterfly Wings. This song goes so hard. I mean, I had to include it on here. Then more Talking Heads, Born Under Punches. I love the... Fun fact, the first time I heard this album, Remain in Light, 6 months ago or something, I was in shock at how good this song was. It's so catchy. It's so... Bro, the best way to describe it is art rock. This is literally art. You should put this album in a museum because it's that beautiful and amazing. And then Jeremy by Pearl Jam. The storytelling here is amazing about Jeremy, who, everyone knows the story. Had to include that song in here. I think it's perfect. We got Grace by Jeff Buckley. Only 2 Grace placements on here, but Grace and Lover You Should Come Over, but I had to include them because those are 2 perfect songs. More Than the Feeling by Boston. Look, this is another song like Hotel California where some people may say it's overplayed. Guys, it was overplayed for a reason. It's an amazing song. It's on here. Today by Smashing Pumpkins. That's another Smashing Pumpkins placement. Another song by them that I think is incredible, that I think is perfect. My Hero by Foo Fighters. We had Everlong and My Hero. Those are 2 perfect songs. Look, I'm not big on Foo Fighters. I think a lot of their stuff is just But they really made, on The Color and the Shape, they really made 2 all-time classic rock songs. Then we got Buddy Holly by Weezer. Like I said, I'm white, so I love Weezer, apparently. Then we got Psycho Killer by Talking Heads, more Peak. Detroit Rock City by Kiss. I'm not big on Kiss, but I love this song. I think the storytelling is amazing. I love the get up, everybody gonna. That's classic. Okay, 90 to 100. We're almost home free, guys. Tom Sawyer by Rush. Yeah, this is an incredible song. 21st Century Schizoid Man. I'm gonna be honest, guys. The first time I heard this was the sample off My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy by Kanye West. But this song is amazing. So there's a reason why Ye sampled it. Okay, it's perfect. It's amazing. Next one, another Heart song. We got Barracuda. I'm pretty sure these next two are a couple of these next ones are gonna be from Guitar Hero. But the Guitar Hero. The track list on Guitar Hero 3 was cooked up perfectly. That's why a lot of songs off there are on here. But Barracuda's on here. Story of My Life. A lot of people probably don't know this song. It's from Guitar Hero 3. And it's a really amazing song. I love it. It's an amazing song. And then Exit Music for a Film. The cinematic ending to this is all time. Like, bro, it doesn't get much better than that. That's all time right there. Y'all know I love my Radiohead. Had included on here. Last 5 here. I guess I can scroll down. 95 to 100. Slow Ride. Once again, another song like More Than a Feeling. Another song like Hotel California, where it may have been overplayed a lot, but it's that perfect of a song. That's why it was overplayed. And then we got Cool Thing by Sonic Youth. This is a cool song. It's a perfect song. That's why it's on here. That's the last time I'm going to say that's why it's on here. But it is. All these songs, whether you say they're overplayed or not, they're on here because they're overplayed because they're perfect. Okay, last 4, and some people may be like, why are none of these on Spotify? Look, this video is really more content and like showing perfect songs than it is about the playlist. But how could I not include Godspeed You Black Emperor on here? Look, I know it's post-rock and it may be different. Some people may say, oh, that's different than normal rock. Listen to the instrumentals on this. It's pretty much just rock. It's pretty much just rock on here. So I had to include it. Like Storm is one of the most beautiful, amazing songs ever written. Melodic. And then Sleep of Godspeed You Black Emperor. I had to include 3. I didn't include 5 because I was like, you know what? Like people can't listen to this anyway. I mean, maybe soon Godspeed will get it back on Spotify. I don't know why it's not on Spotify. But I had to include those. And then finally, number 100, Transdermal Celebration by Ween. I almost put Ocean Man on this, but I was like, that's too pop. So maybe you'll see that on my pop one, but that's absolutely a perfect song. Transdermal Celebration. It's amazing. Shout out Gene and Dean Ween. I always like the last song to be special, and I think that's a special song. That's probably like a top song. That's probably like a top song on here. And Transdermal Celebration is amazing. But that's my list, guys. I hope you enjoyed. That's my 100 perfect songs. If you want to check this playlist out, I'll put a link to it in the description below. Yeah, what do you guys think? I'm proud of this list. There was so many options I could have chose, but I went with some niche. Then I went with some popular ones. I think this list is good. But thank you guys for watching. Subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos like these. God bless and peace.